Hello tanks and tankettes, welcome to a replay of mine, and this is going to be a rather short and sweet game indeed. Now, normally a game this short I would actually pair it up with another replay, but I don't have anything that fits with this particular match. And you're going to see the point of it. I mean, having said it's pretty short, well that obviously means we're going to do rather well rather quickly, because if it was a terrible, crushing, very quick defeat, it would be unlikely that I would show that as a replay. It might happen during one of my live recorded games, in which case it just happens as it happens. But for a replay I've picked out, well, those tend to be a little bit more carefully selected, and it would be a very odd selection to make indeed. So this is using the big gun, the 155mm. I'm in a platoon with Snooze in the E75 and Circon in his Conway. And my results with this gun have been somewhat mixed. Most of the time, well, I have okay games. I maybe do a couple of thousand damage, but it tends to be a little on the troll side in terms of the handling, the accuracy, and so forth. And also because it is this kind of American soft hull but strong turreted design, well, it kind of favours some maps drastically over others. As you can see, the matchmaking couldn't be any better, the map couldn't be any better, and there's only one artillery per team. So I've already had one very nice high roll, 900 damage, and there's another high roll, not quite as high, but still pretty good. And we start off, I mean, it's actually Circon being in this match, and I think their RT was an XVM user, so he went for Circon as the best player on our team. But that meant I was entirely free of artillery interference, and yes, this is maybe a bit of a waste of a shell, but it's one less tank firing at us. So that was quite pleasant. I also had the ability to sit and be hull down and actually sit and aim my gun, because the handling on this, well, the price you pay for having a lot of damage with one shell is you don't have a particularly good reload and you don't have particularly good handling characteristics. And that's just fair enough. That's the balancing factor. You know, if you had ISUs that had a aim time of that shot was just silly. Aim time of 1.7 seconds and, you know, the best gun handling in the game wouldn't exactly be very fair. Now, unfortunately, Snooze, I think he got a little bit overconfident, or he just pushed a little bit too far forward. But because he was then sort of alone, we were all behind him, but because we were all behind him, well, yeah, they didn't go so well for him, unfortunately. Now, I was wondering why I couldn't aim straight there. It's because there was a lure grinding into my side. I also liked that panic shot from the Tiger 2 when he realised that I was looking at him with a big gun. It was definitely an oh crap moment there. Now, the enemy team, as you can see, is collapsing rapidly at this point. I mean, it's only 6-3, but we're just... Look at the situation on the minimap. We're absolutely just ploughing through them at a rate of knots. And I've actually managed already over 4,000 damage. Just ordinarily, this would be a really, really good game for me in the T30, managing 4,000 damage. Oh, okay, bit of a more rangy shot, and I really need there we go, the Black Prince pulls forward. I get a bit less damage, but I do get the kill. But yeah, it would have been a bit bad if I'd pulled the trigger and put one into the back of the Black Prince's turret. A bit bad indeed. In fact, I think I might have team damaged Circon at some point with the T30 with a big gun. Or possibly the ISU. I'm sure I've done it at some point with a big tank destroyer gun, which he was not very happy about, but anyway. Utterly unnecessary amount of pen there, but again, a big chunk of his health. Actually a low roll there, 680, but after getting a 900 damage roll with my very first shot, well, I can't complain too much. So far it's been 9 shots fired, over 5,000 damage, and this is very long range, 660 meters, and it hits, and it's a high roll. And that was my last shot of the game, really. There's just the artillery left now, and I'm not going to get there in time to actually get one into him, unfortunately. But high caliber and Confederate medal, over 6,000 damage done, 10 shots fired, 10 hits, and that last one especially. I mean, one of the shots on the was it the Tiger 2 was pretty silly, and then that shot on the T54, I feel like 8 times out of 10 maybe that would have just whizzed over his head or gone into the ground, or it would have missed entirely. And instead, somehow, on this particular day, I had done something to particularly please RNGesus, and he patted me on the head and said, "The RNG be with you, my son," and this was the result. So it wasn't quite enough for an ace. Obviously, you've got to do better than this for an ace, but first class, you know, that's not bad. And not a single shell wasted. Although you might argue killing the Ag Tiger 8.8 was a bit of a waste of a shell, because he was super low health. And pulling the trigger on a very low health target with a very high damage shell, if it means you've got a long reload and there are higher damage, higher health targets around, then it's not always the right thing to do. In fact, in that scenario, it's hardly ever the right thing to do. But in that particular instance, there wasn't anything else to immediately shoot at, so it's fine. But anyway, still, I wish every game was like that, but that's not World of Tanks. That's not how it works, unfortunately. So I'm going to cherish this one, and hopefully at some point I will ace this thing, and it'll probably be an even better game than this. Well, it'll have to be, almost certainly. But yeah, so apologies for the shortness of this one, but I figured this one was worthy of showing on the channel just for the novelty value of, well, for me anyway, a T30 gun behaving itself over the course of several minutes and just getting that perfect 100% hit rate and damaging all the things and being top of the team list when Circon's on the team, which is another rarity. So yes, I had fun during that game, and I hope you had fun watching this replay as well. If you did, that smooth transition though, you can hit the like button, you can leave any comments below, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.